everyone and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, it's going to be a little bit of a different one. So I saw V do this the other day. She is an incredible student. She goes to the University of Oxford and she just did a video that really inspired me. I am a massive planner and organiser. If you've watched my vlogs or videos for a while, you will know that I am also a university student and I absolutely love writing lists and staying organised by writing lists and making notes and stuff like that. So I thought this would be the perfect video to film and hopefully inspire some of you to get productive, organised, plan out your time more efficiently and things. So hopefully this video will go down very well. So I'm actually going to be sharing with you how I'm planning and organising my uni work up until my exams. So it's the 1st of March today and I'm literally going to plan all the way up until my exams in May. So I've got my trusty planner, which I actually bought in Poundland. I love these style planners. So this is an academic one, so this goes up until August 2020, which is obviously perfect for the whole uni term time. My notes aren't the neatest, I'm not gonna lie, but I am going to just plan my time and everything in here so you guys can see. I'm splitting all my work. So at the minute I'm in 3rd year and I'm studying forensic science. At the minute I have coursework going on. I have a piece of coursework that's due in by the end of the week. Then I've got my dissertation to hand in a few weeks time. And then I've got a poster that I have to create for my dissertation because we're doing a poster conference where our lecturers are coming round and asking us about our dissertation. We have to create our dissertation and like minimize it onto a poster. So I've got that coming up and then I've got 2 exams in May. So I'm going to be planning all of that in here. Obviously I've got other things amongst that. I obviously do YouTube sort of part-time, so I've got YouTube and blog social media work that I'm doing alongside it, and then I've obviously got to fit in time for friends, family, my boyfriend and things. So this is how I organise it. I literally put everything in this. So yeah, let's get started. So I've brought you over to my desk and I'm going to go grab my diary. So starting with today, I have actually got a reading week this week, which means I have a lot of spare time. And so today I have actually ticked off all the things I needed to do. I usually just bullet point different things that I need to do in the day. So I've completed the amount of dissertation work that I needed to do today. And then I also sent off some parcels and stuff that I needed to. I sent off my camera to get repaired and some Depop stuff. And then this evening I am filming content because I've only got this camera for a limited time, so that's why I'm pre-filming stuff. So that's what I'm doing this evening, just to clarify. So moving on to tomorrow, my family are actually coming up to visit, so I've scheduled that in, and I've also put for me to do my dissertation. So I have set myself a goal that I'm going to be finishing my dissertation by the end of the week, and that means that I have to write 300 words a day. I've hit it today, so I might end up doing some more if I've got time after filming later, and then I've got 300 words tomorrow. So after my family visit I'm going to do that. I've also got an escape room booked with my friends, so Tuesday's sort of a write-off for work, so I'm going to skip to Wednesday, which I haven't actually completed. So first of all I want to finish my coursework, which means I have to do questions 5 and question 3. So at the minute I've got a piece of coursework in for my forensic application of biological specialisms module, and that involves creating a DNA facility design. And for question 3 I have to basically create a layout of the DNA lab and label it, so what rooms I'd have in the DNA lab, like the ventilation systems and things like that. And then for question 5 I am focusing on data security and also reporting my findings and stuff. So that's what I need to do on Wednesday, and I think I'll be able to do that because my deadline for that is this Friday. So that's sort of my priority at the minute, so I've scheduled that in. And then I also have a lash appointment, lol, because you know, gotta keep it glam. Gotta treat myself during these difficult uni times, lol. Also sertraline, that is a big mood. Let's just move that. On Wednesday, I'm gonna, after I get my lashes done, I'm gonna come home and I'm going to do some more of my dissertation. So I'm gonna schedule that in. I'm gonna do 300 words again and working on my discussion because that's the last section of my dissertation that I'm working on. I've completed all the other sections, like draft versions of them, so I'm going to just focus that on discussion. Thursday I'm actually going to be going to London, so I'm only going to set myself to do 200 words of my dissertation. I'm going to do some more of my discussion section whilst I'm travelling on the train, and then I've got a nice evening in London. I've got 2 events coming up, so I've just popped them in here. And then Friday is actually my deadline day, my own personal deadline for my first dis, and then my actual coursework deadline. So I'm gonna submit all the pieces Friday morning. So I'm gonna make sure all work is submitted. Just to double check, because you know, nothing's worse than not actually submitting your work and getting it in on time. I have the podcast episode all scheduled in, which goes up on a Friday morning at 9 a.m. If you want to go check out our podcast, I'll leave it down below in the description. It's all student based, so it might be interesting if you like that sort of stuff. And then my boyfriend's actually coming round for this weekend, so I don't actually think I'm going to get too much work done. I think maybe on the Saturday I'm going to focus on some getting the rest of my graphs done for my results section, because my boyfriend's really helpful with that side of things. He studies physics and does a lot of like math stuff obviously within his physics stuff. So I'm gonna put in brackets, ask Aiden about results and graphs. He's also a third year student. He's doing a master's though, so he's got another year on. So he will not mind helping me out, I don't think. I hope so anyway. That's what's happening this weekend, so I'm going to rule that out for work and have my time off. I'm finding it really helpful and really efficient having the weekends off work as much as possible, like doing uni work, because it gives me a complete refresh and it makes me really motivated and productive on a Monday. So on Monday the 9th, I'm going to schedule in at 11 o'clock. That's when we usually do our podcast recording. So I usually just put this I usually should put this in pencil because it changes every week, but I just usually put podcast recording at 11 o'clock. In the planner here you can see that there's like different times and stuff. Sorry if the quality is a bit iffy. It has timings on the side in this planner, which is what I love because it gives me structure to my days, and I like that I have a page per day as well because I love writing and making lists. So yeah, Monday will be a fresh start. I've got a lecture scheduled in from 1 till 2. In the morning obviously I'm podcast recording, so after 2 o'clock I'm going to put 2 till 6. I'm going to head to the library and do a good study sesh, and I think in this time I'm going to go over my draft. Hopefully I've got a little bit of feedback at this point from my DIS supervisor if she's had a chance to look at it. If not, I have some feedback on my methods section, so I'm going to redo my methods section on Monday, improve and expand on all the points that my DIS supervisor has given me, which is a good bit of progress towards that. Then Tuesday I actually have the whole day off, so here I'm going to dedicate time to starting my dissertation poster. So as I said, we're doing a poster conference, so I'm going to start creating my poster, like maybe picking out the format and just sort of getting a general template, I think. So deciding where I'm going to have some graphs, where I'm going to have some photos, and deciding where I'm going to have each of the sections. We had like a whole lecture the other day on writing posters and how we shouldn't overfill the page with words. So that's what I'm going to work on doing, like just generally formatting my poster and starting that off. So I'm going to schedule that for just 1 hour. I think 1 hour should be enough to just start formatting it and deciding where I want all my sections. And then I think for 2 hours I'm going to focus on doing more of my dissertation. So again, at this point I'm hoping to have a little bit more feedback on my DIS stuff, and I'm going to schedule in work on feedback. So hopefully at this point I'm gonna work on my feedback, and I'm also on this day going to organise this meeting to go over any questions I have about the feedback as well, because I feel like that's always good to organise like a physical meeting where I can actually ask questions face to face and get like straight verbal answers, if you know what I mean. I always find it's really helpful like getting in like actual meetings rather than just emails, because I find it a lot more productive and beneficial for my work. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to organise a DIS meeting there just to make sure, because by Tuesday the 10th, it will literally be 16 days until my DIS submission. So I feel like that's a good point to organise another meeting before like it gets really serious and last minute. So yeah, I'm going to work 2 hours on my DIS, start my poster, and yeah, I think I'm just going to focus on my dissertation this day. And obviously make sure you have breaks during your day as well. I'm not saying I do 2 hours all in one go. I just want to overall spend 2 hours of my time doing that, because then it's not too overwhelming. Then back on Wednesday, I think this Wednesday I also have off. I have a lot of time spare at the minute because my dissertation is obviously like a module, so these days off are giving me time to work on my dissertation. So for this day I'm going to do 2 hours of referencing and formatting my dissertation. In this I'm going to look at obviously like the appendices at the end, making sure that I've got all of the forms and questions attached at the end of my dissertation, because you have to have like every single piece of information that you've been using to create your diss. So I'm going to spend this day specifically at least 2 hours going over references and everything, and then I think I'm going to start my like first part of my poster. So I'm going to do my introduction for my poster. My poster is actually due in pretty much a month after my dissertation is handed in, so I do still have a lot of time that I can dedicate to this poster, which is why I'm only doing like small amounts. So again, I'm just going to schedule 1 hour for the poster, and then I think I'm just going to start here mid-March doing revision as well for my exams. I know obviously my dissertation is probably my biggest focus at the minute. I'm going to start some of my Fabs cue cards, especially when I've got like long days off as well, because I don't want to dedicate all my time to one piece of work, because it makes you procrastinate and it like stops me from like achieving my goals if I just focus on one piece of work. So I like switching between different things that I have to do, which I think is quite nice. When you've got like a lot of stuff going on, that you can just do an hour of one piece and 20 minutes of another piece and then come back and have a break. And I don't know, that just really works for me. So I'm going to set myself to do 5 flashcards from my Forensic Application of Biological Specialisms module. This is one of my big exams. This module is actually a double credit module, which is exactly like my dissertation module, how it's double credit. So this exam is going to be a lot. This exam is going to constitute to a massive part of my grade, so I do want to start my revision early for this module. So the following Thursday the 12th, I only have a lecture in the like late afternoon, evening, so I think I'm going to do some more Fabs flashcards here. I'm going to do 5 flashcards, which should take about an hour, maybe 2, depending on the information and stuff. So going over some of my Fabs module from my first semester, because this module has gone over like my whole third year, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to do that, and then again work on my diss feedback before I go to my lecture. And then Friday I've got a fire and explosives lecture, so I'm going to do that and then come back and do some of my poster, I think. So I'm going to focus on my poster, looking at my methods and results section, so getting in my graphs and deciding where I'm going to format them and lay them out on my dissertation. So that's going to take 2 to 3 hours, I'm going to say, after my lecture. At the weekend, at the minute, like I said, when it gets close to the time, I'll probably be using my weekends a lot more wisely and doing work over them. I used to bundle too much work into my weekends though, and I never really had a rest, so it's been quite nice to have these as rest for now anyway. I'll let you guys know on my vlogs if I end up scheduling stuff all weekend, and sometimes I feel quite productive at the weekend and want to go out, so yeah, I'm just going to leave that free for now. Moving back to Monday, so this is the 10-day mark for my dissertation. This is when things are going to get serious, so I'm going to just dedicate all my time to this stuff here, this, and yeah, so Tuesday the 17th is another day, a full day off. So Tuesday I'm going to go Fabs flashcards. Also, my Fabs module, my Forensic Application of Biological Specialisms module, is my first exam on the 6th of May, so getting these flashcards done early is actually quite a good thing, because it's my first exam rather than my Fire and Explosives module. So I'm going to do, again, 5 flashcards, because keeping it simple, keeping it small. If you've been watching my vlogs, you'll know that I've been doing small targets per day, because then it's not so daunting and you're more likely to exceed the goals if you set smaller ones. So still, 5 is still a good amount, but if I've put 5, I know that I'm probably going to end up doing 8, I'd say, because I always like try and smash them and exceed them because it makes you feel a lot better and a lot more productive. Then I'm going to do my discussion and conclusion section on my poster. I have basically a poster drop-in session coming up during the end of March, so if I get my poster like first draft completed, then I'd be able to take it to this drop-in session and get some feedback on it, so that that I can perfect it and make it a lot better for the actual poster conference too. So that's why I'm doing my poster thing early, even though it's not due until like the end of April. And then finally I'm going to be doing disc feedback and working on that for like 3 hours. It's going to be like this, it's going to be like the power zone where I'm going to be like trying to smash out stuff every single day. 2 hours here for the poster, and then that should be 1 hour. A lot of my lecturers say as well, treat uni like a 9 to 5 job if you can. So I don't work well in the mornings, so I always start my day a little bit later and work further into the evening just because that works best for me. But for some people I know mornings make you more productive and lively, so I think just work around what you think's best for you. But yeah, I usually start work at about 12 o'clock because midday just suits my lifestyle and my brain better. I prefer having more chilled, relaxed mornings, doing housework and washing my clothes and doing like all the housey bits at uni, and then I spend the rest of my day doing work until like 8 in the evening, and sometimes a little bit later. But yeah, that just works for me. Wednesday the 18th, I actually have some YouTube stuff going on, so I'm going to leave that blank. And then Thursday, yeah, so this is going to be crunch time. We're at Saturday the 21st of March. This is the weekend before my dis hand in, so I'm going to just be proofreading. I'm going to be sending my dissertation to anyone who wants to read it and help me out, pick out all the grammatical errors, double checking my uni work, you know. I just need to be rereading it, and then I'm hoping on this Sunday I will be able to print it off. So I'm going to write that in my diary. That's terrifying, but I'm hoping to print off my dissertation that weekend because I'm really scared that if I leave it until like the day before, everyone on my course is going to be in the library panic printing out their dissertation. There's going to be no printers free. There's going to be no binders left and ready. Apparently we have to pay for getting our dissertation bound, which I think is a bit ridiculous seeing as I'm paying a lot of money anyway to go to uni and towards student loans and everything. But yeah, apparently we're having to pay to get our things bound. So that weekend I'm hoping to print off my dissertation then, and I'll probably still be proofreading it. My dis deadline is on the 26th of March in case anyone wonders, so yeah, that's really in big writing there. Oh, I'm scared about that. And yeah, and then I think that weekend I'm gonna give it myself off. Leah should be coming down. I'm supposed to be going home and doing some nice things with my family and going home with her and watching Bugsy Malone at my old theatre group. So I'm thinking having this weekend off because it's for celebrating, because you know my dissertation has taken up a lot of my time, a lot of dedication, blood, sweat and tears. So I'm going to have that whole weekend off at the end of March. And then back to reality. I've got lectures on Monday. I've got a really busy Tuesday, so I'm going to have those days off doing extra work outside of uni. On Wednesday I have a fire and explosives fieldwork practical thing at 1 till 2:30, so it's not actually that long. And when I get home I think I'm going to work on my dissertation poster. We've just entered April at this point, so dis poster, and I'm going to finish my dis poster on this night, and then Tuesday I'm going to do lots of flashcards. So I'm going to do 10 Fabs flashcards because it's going to be getting closer and closer to exams now as we are progressing towards May. So yeah, I'm going to do 10 Fabs flashcards, and then I'm going to do 5 fire and explosives flashcards as well. And then I might actually, yeah, so that. And then on Friday, I'm actually going to Amsterdam with my best friend Carrie. We're going for 3 nights, 4 days. So we're going from the 3rd to the 6th of April. And then I'm back on the 7th, and that's Easter. So in Easter, I'm obviously going to be seeing my family, having a lovely time. However, I'm going to be needing to revise my exams, getting my poster ready and printed and stuff for my poster conference. So it's not going to be a very nice Easter. I'm not going to be able to chill too much. So on Tuesday the 7th, when I get back from Amsterdam, I'm going to have had a really fun weekend. So I'm going to have to get back into uni work. So I'm going to do Fabs flashcards, 10 again. hopefully by this time I'm getting closer and closer towards finishing the flashcards for my Fabs module. Then I'm going to do 5 of my fire and explosives ones again, and then just making sure my poster is ready. I think that's definitely going to be on the cards. In between all of this as well, I'm not obviously going to be writing all my YouTube work and stuff in, but if you would like to see how I schedule all my YouTube work and stuff that I do outside of uni, then do let me know, because then I can show you how I balance like my social life, my part-time working life, I guess, and my uni work as well. Like, I'll show you how I schedule it all in and make sure there's time for everything, make sure there's a good balance. Wednesday to Friday, I'm going to be doing lots of flashcards, so I'm just going to quickly schedule those in. The week Saturday the 11th to the 12th, I'm actually going to a spa with my boyfriend as like a little late birthday present for him, so that's what we're doing that weekend. So that's why I went ham with the flashcards in the few days leading up to it, because I knew I was going to have a relaxing weekend. Then the second week of the Easter break for me, we only have 2 weeks off at Lincoln. Well, for my course anyway, I only have 2 weeks off for Easter, so I'm just going to schedule in flashcards all throughout this second week, because I'm going to be getting really panicked about exams. So I'm just going to put in flashcards for every single day. And also for me, flashcards are like my ideal way of learning, so obviously don't just go by these, because you might work better with mind maps or vocalizing the stuff that you need to learn. Just flashcards work best for me, so that's what I'm gonna do. And by the end of this week, I'm hoping I have all my flashcards sorted, and I'm back to uni on the 18th. So at this weekend, the 18th and 19th, I'm just going to be rereading and going over my flashcards and recalling them, and I actually work better by vocalizing my flashcards then. And then this week, my poster deadline is due this week, so I'm getting that all sorted. I also need to ring the doctors for my sertraline review, which is always fun and everything. I'm going to submit the digital copy of my poster on the 21st of April, and then when I return back to uni on the 19th, I'm going to print out my poster at uni. I have to make sure that it's an A0 print, because it's going to be huge and it's like a conference style, so it needs to be eye-catching and big so everyone can like read it. So yeah, I have to submit my poster on the Tuesday because it's due in on the Wednesday. Yeah, so I'm going to chill out for the rest. Well, I'm going to be just rereading and going over my flashcards this week. And then Saturday the 25th and Sunday the 26th, I'm going to be going over my poster and making sure I'm really clued up on everything that's on my dissertation poster and have a lot of background knowledge, because I'm going to be getting answered like intense questions about my dis. I'm going to have to like think on the spot. It's going to be just a very intense experience. I'm going to be like poster recall this weekend. All of this will be a lot more specific when it gets close to the time, but I'm just sort of giving you a guideline of how I plan out my time and everything. So yeah, my disc conference is on the 28th of April, so I'm going to be recalling my poster and disc work on the day before, and I'm going to have to set up my poster at 9 AM on the 28th, and then the conference starts at 10 AM. And then all of this rest leading up, I will be revising, and I'm sure I will do a video close to the time about that. Sorry for the yellow lighting, but I hope that video has helped you guys out. Let me know if it did by clicking the thumbs up. I thought it would be a lot more different. Thank you, V, for the inspiration. Hope the last few months of your uni experience goes really well if you are in third year like me, or if not, I'm very jealous and I wish I was starting first year again and enjoying my life. I'm really scared for what's to come and post-grad life, but yeah. We'll see how it goes. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed this vid, subscribe down below if you're new, and I will see you very soon for another video. Bye!